Tactical reload, eh? Roger that. Roger that. Hello everybody, we're out here on this beautiful sunny day in Indiana, and today I'll be doing a review on two different shotguns. One is the Mossberg 500 and the other one is the KSG shotgun. Let's see how they compare. So first let's go over my setup with the Mossberg 500. And the reason I chose a shotgun is because they're so versatile. And at the time I didn't have a lot of money to invest in the firearms, so I wanted to get a home defense gun but also have the opportunity to go hunting with it, skeet shooting, turkey hunting, so things like that. And so what you can do is you can buy different barrel lengths. So I have a 24-inch barrel, a rifled barrel, got a 28-inch ported barrel, also I have a muzzle loader barrel, and then this one is my shorter barrel for home defense situations. So I got this gun just for that reason, and then also the stocks are also changeable. This one is the Blackhawk Spec Ops Gen 2 recoil reduction stock, and boy does it do a great job of absorbing the recoil for all of those turkey hunting rounds, the deer slugs, the rifled slugs, the 3-inch shells, all of that. There's a spring in here and a spring in the handle, and the springs are actually there to absorb the recoil, so this upper part here kind of slides in this channel. When it slides back, or the spring in the grip is going to try to prevent this from going back, so it's going to be trying to pull it down, and then the spring in here is going to try to push forward on the recoil to push it also forward. For home defense, how I have this set up, I mean, don't mind the bipod, that's there to sight in my 24-inch barrel, which I actually have right here. Let me just show you it. So this is the 24-inch barrel that I got with the shotgun. It comes with a cantilever scope mount, so that once I zero the scope, I never have to worry about it losing its zero. It does have the ported barrel at the end. You can see that it's rifled, maybe. So this is another option that you can get with the Mossberg 500. You just unscrew this here and then screw this one in. And it makes it that simple, so that's why I got the Mossberg 500, just to have all of those options. I've added this side saddle here just to get more capacity, because this gun, you only get 5 2¾ inch shells into the tube and one in the chamber, so 5 + 1. This just adds an extra 6. It is velcroed on because they do give you hardware to screw in there. I think over time they've not held up so well and they've stripped, and also it is a pain in the butt to take this on and off every time you want to go skeet shooting. So this Velcro, I found out, works very well. As you can see, the safety is right here. It's ambidextrous for your left and right hand. I did change out this sight. It used to be a copper bead, and now I just switched to this. I think it's True Glow. Makes it a lot easier to pick up, especially maybe in the home or low light situations. So it works really well. I had an issue sighting in this gun last year with these Remington Premier AccuTip 385 ground 3-inch shells. As you can see, there is a light primer strike on the back, and I've never had any issues with the Federal Trophy Copper, which are these rounds, the Federal Trophy Copper. So these I've never had any issues with. So I think that either the Remington has a harder primer and takes a lot more force to set it off, and maybe over time things kind of got weaker into the gun. And so what I did, which I don't recommend, is that I actually cut half of a turn off on the spring inside the bolt where it kind of secures the firing pin, and I haven't tested it, so today we're going to see if that mod has worked and if I can get this round to shoot. So that was the only issue I ever had with this gun. Other than that, it's done great. I have taken my first deer with this shotgun, and I'm going to keep it. It's very easy to disassemble and clean, and it's just very simple. You don't see too much going on here other than some of the things that I've added. And now we talk about the KelTec KSG 12-gauge shotgun. Probably why you're even here. But overall, I've kept it simple, and it's very convenient to use while in close quarters, especially in your home. So I had the Mossberg 500, but then I was very interested in this because of the round capacity and how compact it was. and it's very easy and maneuverable inside the hallways. I took this gun and the Mossberg 500 to a gun class, a tactical shotgun class, to try them out, to get used to them. And I would definitely recommend, if you get a new gun that you plan to use for defense, is to take it to a class, or at least get some good practice with it. Figure out how it works, make sure that you're comfortable with it and knowing your capabilities. Let's talk about what I've done to KSG. Over here, I haven't done anything. I've still got the original buttstock. A lot of people put on a pad. I haven't found a need for it. The recoil, I think, I kind of manage it with the muzzle here. As you can see, the safety is different on this gun. You just have a thumb safety, which is also very easy and convenient. And then I added this Hogue grip. And the Hogue grip was just there to give a little bit more grip on there. When it was hot out during my shotgun class, my hands were slipping a lot, so this grip really prevented that, or gave me a little bit extra meat to grab onto the gun with. I've added these polymer flip-up sights. I don't know, I think I got them from Acme Machine. So far they've held up really nice, haven't had any issues. And then I also added this red dot on it, which I have done a full co-witness on, so that the red dot actually lines up with the fiber optic sight. When you look into this, the red dot is going to be right where the sights are. If the sight ever goes bad, something breaks, light burns out or something like that, you can go immediately into your fiber optic sight without having to make any changes. What I really like is that this whole sight will easily come on and off by just pulling this lever out and pulling the whole red dot off. What's really neat about this shotgun is this KSG V6 muzzle brake. So you'll see in the videos that when I'm shooting, there is a ton of gas that just blows out of this muzzle brake, and it really does absorb a lot of the recoil and the muzzle rise. And I really love this because it also keeps it a little bit safer for you, because if you notice, that muzzle is really close to where your hand's going to be. So it kind of gives me an extra 3.5 to 4 inches of length there, just to keep my hand out, just in case something bad happens. Another thing that helps me do that is this angle forend. And the way I hold this angle forend is I put this tab in between my fingers here. That way when I pull back, I can kind of use this index finger to pull the pump action back, and then I use the other 3 fingers to push them forward. And when I do that, that locks everything in place there, so that my hand won't fall off and hit the muzzle. Some people like to use actual pistol grips here, and I don't really like it because for me it's a little bit harder to hold it like this versus like this. A lot of people have seen that they've broken off, maybe because you're putting too much force, too much torque on that pistol grip and just ripping it off and breaking it off. So this I've had on there for a while. This has worked the best for me. Keeps everything low profile. So the magazine tubes in this can actually hold 11 in each tube of the short shot shells that I have, plus 1 in the chamber. For the 2 3/4 shot shells, you can put 7 in each tube plus 1 in the chamber, so you got 14 plus 1. It does say that it is 3-inch shell capable, but my problem is with the 3-inch shells, yeah, they fit in there, they fire all right, but when you're ejecting, now the 3-inch shell is a little bit longer because the tip peels open, and when you do that, it kind of gets caught into the chamber still and doesn't eject very well. So you really have to either eject hard, but my recommendation is don't use them. Do you really need them in a tactical or home defense shotgun? I guess you decide that. For me, I either stick with the 2 3/4 or the Aguilas and have a lot more capacity. So with the KSG, the design is that they've configured the elevator to be at the top, and then when you eject, the elevator is just going to push it down and then collect around, push it back up, and you're good to go again. Also, so I just loaded up a few rounds into the KSG, and if you notice, you have this switch so that you can switch tubes when one is empty. One good modification to get could be a little bit of a longer one, so that when you're actually in a situation where you need to change, if it was longer, you could use your wrist to kick that over instead of taking your hand completely off the grip and manually switching it. So that might be one modification that I'm still debating on whether getting or not.